So what's going on, tool groupies? Welcome to the Backwoods Mechanic channel. I am your Backwoods Mechanic. My name's Steve. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different type of video for YouTube here. So first thing I want to start off, you can see this right here. It says Craftsman. I know that Craftsman has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and believe me, I completely understand that. Some of the oldest and best sockets that I had for years was a Craftsman product, and I loved Craftsman. I mean, it was a household name brand for many, many families all across the whole United States, man. And made in the USA was one of their best qualities. On top of the fact of the lifetime warranty, nobody could beat it. Whenever Craftsman was in the game, USA made stuff. Competition made the other competition. All right, it made these other stores say, listen, man, we need to put our own store brand out here. Get people into our store. Start buying our tools, our name brand, lifetime warranty, and our stuff. So it puts people in the stores. I mean, it was just a good thing. Once the politicians screwed this country up by signing the NAFTA agreement and over-regulating all these companies, then these companies had to start shaving costs. And the easiest way for them to shave costs was to lay off workers and send all the metal overseas, have it made overseas, because it was a dime a dozen for everything. Problem is, quality went down. Quality went down on everything. It was one after another, like dominoes. You had Husky, you had Kobalt, you had Armstrong completely closed down. Craftsman went to China. It ruined the market for a lot of good quality tools, you know? And essentially, that's whenever companies like Snap-on and Mac and Cornwell and Proto and all these other USA companies decided to stay where they was at, and their prices just did nothing but go straight up. Because nobody wanted junk. Everybody wanted the best. And if you want the best, you are going to pay for the best. Period. Because there's no real good alternative out here. Here in the last few years, especially under this current presidential administration that we've got, you know, it's causing competition. It is causing competition to get a little bit scarce, and it's causing people to start making decisions. Companies are folding. Other ones are, you know, seeing the aspects of different things that customers want, and they're wanting to bring back jobs to the States again. You know, people in America want stuff again. YouTube, another thing. You know, a decade ago, whenever they started shipping all this stuff overseas, you did not have YouTube as big as it is now. You didn't have people out here telling their opinions, giving good, honest opinions, you know. Half the time you would see these paid people giving these little infomercials about stuff, acting like everything was honky-dory, good to go, you know what I mean? But then when you see YouTube, you see the real American. You see real mechanics out here giving honest opinions about everything that they're reviewing. And, you know, it's a good thing. It's good because these companies, such as Harbor Freight is not scared of coming to YouTubers. They actually encourage them. They give away stuff and they say, here, try it out, give us your honest opinion. Because they want to know people's opinions in order for them to make the better product that customers want in order to compete with these other stores. And Harbor Freight's come a long way, folks. Really has. I mean, before I was like, you know, it's a junk store. But here lately, I go down there and half their stuff's made in Taiwan now. Half the stuff, including Pittsburgh Pro, is made in Taiwan now. But you go get Craftsman that costs 3 times as much, and it's made in China. And you go get Kobalt now, made in China. You know, all this other stuff. But the one thing that shifted in the market was when Sears started going downhill. Sears screwed up. Sears could have been the new Amazon, you know, but they didn't go that route. They didn't go online. And Sears used to have the biggest catalog that there was out there. You could order anything you wanted to on the Sears catalog. Well, Sears screwed up. They didn't get into the internet market when they should have. So guess what? They went downhill. Craftsman started going to China. People started hating the fact that Craftsman was junk now, you know. And whenever it comes to me, hey, Duralast is just as good. They got a lifetime warranty too. Anything forever. I can break everything in the store, bring it back, they'll warranty it out, no problem. Power Torque, it's got a halfway warranty. You know, Harbor Freight's got a good warranty. A lot of these stores anymore have good warranties, but even Snap-on, you can go spend a fortune on Snap-on. But, you know, if you buy anything secondhand to go with your stuff, if you didn't buy it direct from Snap-on or you don't do business with them directly from a tool truck or on a consecutive basis, they will not warranty your stuff. And that aggravates me. This is coming from someone who used to have like $5,000, $6,000 at a time. I mean, in Snap-on. I would buy here, buy there, buy here. Some stuff come up. I got rid of most of my Snap-on stuff, so, you know, I replaced it. I mean, it's something I had to do at the time. I was going through a custody battle. I was having to go through a lot of stuff, and needless to say, I won the custody battle, got sole custody of my kids, so it was worth getting rid of my Snap-on. But I still needed to do a job. So I wanted to go out here and buy basic tools again. Start buying these store brands again. And you know what? I still make the money. I still do the job. Still works just as good. And I got twice as much stuff as I did before. Because you know what? Some of these tools are perfectly fine. And anyhow, whenever Craftsman started going downhill, Sears started going downhill, Stanley Black Decker, the biggest, tool corporation in the whole world right now, all right, they are the #1 tool manufacturer in the world. You're talking about Stanley Black Decker. They own Stanley, they own the Black Decker name brand, they own Porter Cable, they own Mac, Blackhawk, Proto, DeWalt. Now they got Craftsman. You can set half those socket sets up, different quality, different countries of origin. They all got their little twerks about them. They got the ones who are for the best. You got Mac out here, you got Proto out here. And then you have got the next tier down, which is essentially becoming Craftsman. Craftsman is going to be their second tier product. They're going to focus all their energy into Craftsman. And then the third tier is going to be like DeWalt, and then it's going to go all the way down to Stanley for like your basic household stuff. It just depends on who you are, what what you're doing. But it's good for business, folks, because number one, it has put Sears into a bind, because Sears still gets, a lot of this Craftsman product is made in China, but it's making them sell it at unbelievably low prices. I will post a whole bunch of stuff in the description box below, and you can see some really great stuff that I picked up from Sears for a really good price. And they're putting it down there to the point that it's so low. Used to I could walk into Sears and they'd price match anything at Sears.com had, including the hometown stores. Well, now it's at the point to where they can't even afford to do that. So if you want something, you got to get a gift card, go into the store, and you can order it online, pick it up in the store. Earlier today, I got a $50 set of tools for like 25 bucks, period. And I got a $40 ratchet I'm going to go get. One of them extreme grip 3/8 drive ratchets, I'm going to pick it up tomorrow for $10. And it's a $40 ratchet, made in Taiwan, lifetime warranty. Certain parts of the tool brand, they're going to be phasing out, but it's always going to have that lifetime warranty. And eventually, Stanley Black Decker is going to step in, and they're going to up their game, and it's going to be, all this Chinese stuff. Let's just say this. I have broke a lot of USA stuff, had to go get warrantied out with Chinese stuff, so I can't wait till the day that I can take my Chinese stuff and warranty it out for American-made stuff again. Because just in case anybody didn't know, Stanley Black Decker, they have heard people's complaints, just like Kobalt, all right? When they come into the store at Lowe's, they took Kobalt line out. They purged the store of Kobalt. You used to see blue, and then everything started going for really low prices. I'll put some of those in the description box below also. Getting ready to show you some here in a minute. I got them for really great deals. Really great deals. And what happened was, a lot of this old stuff, like this nice Kobalt set right here, on sale for ridiculously low prices. All the Taiwan stuff started getting pushed out. And essentially, they're going to bring back a small portion, because what happened was they started selling a whole lot of this stuff out of Kobalt, and then a lot of Kobalt customers got really pissed off because Kobalt was actually a pretty good quality brand, even though it was made in Taiwan, because Taiwan metal is pretty good metal. Everybody knows that. Had a good warranty, So once they got rid of it, a lot of customers got pissed off. They started calling corporate. They started calling Lowe's, and, they started raising 10 kinds of hell. And then finally, they're like, well, we're going to bring Kobalt back for a limited time in a limited fashion. And the reason that is, I asked one of the guys that I frequent down the store all the time, man. Me and this guy talk all the time. He tells me all the updates and all the stuff's coming in, all the stuff's going out. And he said eventually it's going to get to a point where they were going to bring in like the Kobalt impact guns, stuff like that. It's going to be the second tier line for Lowe's. The #1 is going to be the Craftsman, period. He said for the most part, though, if it's in a Craftsman name brand, they're not going to sell it in Kobalt anymore. That's what they originally thought was going to happen. But then customers started complaining. They brought back Kobalt. But the problem is they got rid of the Taiwan-made stuff. That was good quality stuff. They brought back the Kobalt name. It looked good and everything else, except it is made in China. It is a lesser quality metal. It is not as good as the Taiwan stuff. But they can sell it at a lower price or the same price on, certain items to customers, and they'll still buy it without realizing that it's made in China. But the point here is, a lot of people started, griping about the fact with Craftsman. When the gunmetal chrome Craftsman come out, man, the Taiwan-made steel gunmetal chrome, it is beautiful. Really nice wrenches, really nice sockets. It's an impressive tool, Really like it. But what pisses people off the most is they don't have good socket sets. You can buy these socket sets. They don't come in complete sets. They don't give you enough to choose from. And it's a really high dollar price. And then if you do warranty something out in store, guess what? They got the Chinese-made sockets. That is not the gunmetal chrome. And for me, there's a set of wrenches down there right now for like $100 and some at Lowe's. and they're all made in China. I got the exact same set down there at Sears for less than 50 bucks. The big industrial brand style wrenches. Let me show you right here. Of course, I will post these in the description box below. But as you can see, some of this stuff here. All right. These right here. Same exact wrenches at Lowe's for $100. I pick them up for less than 50 bucks. And then here's an example. Lowe's got rid of their Taiwan-made wrenches, and they had these on sale for 20 bucks whenever they brought them back. But these are made in India. These right here, good Craftsman. I get 8 all the way up to 19 millimeter right there. 20 bucks for this set, and it's normally $50 for that set. I mean, they give you, you know, this stuff, and people aren't realizing. You can pick up the same stuff at Sears on sale. People are going and buying it. People are going and buying this stuff at Lowe's. People are putting Kobalt out of business, and it's making Craftsman, you know, a bigger name brand. It's pushing Craftsman more. You're seeing red all over the place. But whenever people started seeing that everything was made in China, they started calling and raising hell with corporate at Stanley Black Decker, and they're like, listen, we're not going to keep buying this junk and it made in China. We might as well go to Harbor Freight. We might as well go to Duralast. We might as well go to Power Torque, Autocraft, Gear Wrench. And a lot of these, you know, even Gear Wrench now, a lot of the Gear Wrench stuff is really bumming me out, man, because they used to have good quality stuff made in Taiwan. Now all their wrenches and stuff starting to come in from China. You know, and it's just really aggravating. I mean, the ratchets and everything are still Taiwan, so they still got some decent ratchets, but the wrenches, no. Moral of the story, Stanley Black Decker started hearing people's complaints about this stuff, and they started realizing, you know, Craftsman done good. It made a lot of money, but a lot of people's mad and upset about the fact that it's still made in China. When they go to all these other stores, and Harbor Freight with the Icon series is really up in their game plan right now. So Craftsman announced, and this has been a little while now, but I ain't seen nobody really talk about this. Craftsman has announced that they have opened up plans, and they broke ground on a factory, a brand new 450,000 square foot facility in Alliance, Texas, which is right outside of Fort Worth, Texas. It's going to hold 500 jobs, state-of-the-art technology on everything that's going to be in the building, because they have announced that by the end of 2020, about time, you know, I go vote for Trump, come back in, guess what? That Craftsman building will be done. And they're going to start manufacturing and selling made in the USA socket sets, ratchets, and wrenches again. So anybody who misses the Craftsman name brand, imagine this. Stanley Black Decker has reinvested all kinds of money into that facility. So Craftsman is coming back to the USA. They're going to be manufacturing socket sets, ratchets, and wrenches. And all the Craftsman products are going to be the only store brand in the whole United States that is going to be made in the USA. All the rest, Harbor Freight and all the rest of them, Tecton, Gear Wrench, Power Torque, you name it, they're still going to be China or Taiwan or India or one of those countries. Craftsman is getting ready to come back to the USA again, and once it is, you're going to have a bridge between the high-end Snap-on stuff, the low-end stuff, and you're going to have something right there in the middle for everybody in between. And if they do this, and they do it right, and they don't screw it up, and they actually put quality into their tools that they're getting ready to manufacture in that plant within the next 2 years, it's going to be good for everybody. It's probably going to run Sears out of business completely. And then Stanley Black Decker is inevitably going to take over the whole store, the name brand, you know, everything else. But they are putting a lot of effort into this. The only problem is everybody's worried about is this right here. Made in the USA with global materials. That means they're essentially buying the cheap steel from China, shipping it back here, and then making the products to try to say, yeah, USA. We want steel made here in America. Just like pipes and plumbing and all that steam lines and stuff, there's 2 manufacturers of good grade A steel. And if you want it, you got to order it. It's going to cost you more. But, you know, we don't want to be fooled. And that's the thing that they need to figure out, is that we want Craftsman back here in the States. So, for those of you who didn't know, yes, Craftsman's coming back to America. Yes, it's going to be made in the USA again. It's going to be in the next few years. And hopefully, they will make some good quality tools for all of us customers. Now, with that being said, let me just show you here. All right, here's some of the deals. I'll post these in the description box below also. Big, nice, long-handled, made in Taiwan ratchet right here. I got these in my personal toolbox right now. I kind of put everything in my personal toolbox till I sort it out, take it to the shop, and all that good stuff in between. Another nice 1/2-inch drive Kobalt, made in Taiwan. Got it really cheap. And then here was the other Taiwan set right here that I got really cheap. So you can see right there, you know, nice Taiwan steel. Got that for a good price. This one over here, this one is the ones made in China. This is the set that come out directly after that. And you can tell a difference in the metal. You can tell a difference in the markings. The letters are a lot bigger on all this stuff than it is those. So, you know, you get really good deals on all this stuff. And then, of course, you know, here's a bunch of the other stuff that I just picked up. I mean, I've got these socket sets. I got Craftsman here. Craftsman. Picked them all up. 2 of these sets, $40, $50 worth of deep weld sockets. Got them for 20 bucks, man. I got my gear wrench. I've got my SK sockets and stuff. So I do got some, you know, good USA made stuff. But just like, let's see here. This set right here. This is them spline sockets, big 1/2-inch drive spline sockets. You know, them will cost you some money from time to time. I got those really cheap. Nice cheap ratchet right here. I mean, it's good for business. When they put these sales on and the way that they, you know, do stuff, it's really good for business. Of course, I got a bunch of these low profile ratchets. This thing cost me $15. Low profile 1/2-inch drive ratchet. And as we will go down here, just for an example, another thing, they got these good screwdriver sets. I've got these sets, got Kobalt, all this, you know, really cheap. So what you got to do, folks, is continue to listen to everybody who's doing these tool reviews and who's being honest with you, because you're going to find out about deals like this. You're going to find out about news, such as Craftsman going back to the United States. And it's good for business. You don't need to go out here and worry about buying the highest dollar stuff you got. You just need to worry about buying the stuff that works for you, that works for your particular job, your particular interest, something that makes you money, fixes your stuff, and, you know, saves you at the end of the day to feed your kids. That's what it's about. Don't listen to these people who says, oh, you have to buy this item, you have to buy that item. No, you got to buy what works. Believe me, I've got every name brand you can think of just about it. I've got TrueCraft, I've got AM Pro, I've got SK, I've got Snap-on, I've got Right, I've got Kobalt, I've got Gear Wrench, AutoCraft, TechCorrect Pro, Pittsburgh Pro, Quinn, you know, little everything in between, because I like tools. I like working on a variety of stuff. I have a toolbox for everything I work on. I do electrical stuff. I got a toolbox for that. I work on boats. I got a toolbox for that. I work on mobile repairs. I got a box for that. I contract out to a local industrial business. I got a toolbox for that. It's good to have a variety. Don't have all your eggs in one basket, because you never know when they're going to get bought out and sold, you know, so to speak. But anyhow, this video run a little bit longer than what I intended it to, but yeah, thanks for those who did tune in.